So that is where the Crescent Ballroom and Legends was. Now it's a parking lot. That building was abandoned, and there used to be windows in the back where you could climb in and then go up there, and we'd walk around, and there was like a lot of gangster riding up there, like Crips and Bloods, and if you come up here, we'll kill you kind of stuff. So I was always a little paranoid, but there was a way to like sneak in to the Crescent Ballroom through a back window, and we did a few times. So this is the story. I had wanted to do a show with Nirvana in Tacoma, so I called Chris when it came up that the people that ran this club would do a Nirvana show here. They didn't know who the hell Nirvana was, but I had done shows there at Legends before with other bands and booked a couple shows. So they're like, yeah, cool. So anyway, we put together the show, figured out a date, and Chris was like, hey, the Melvins are going to be coming up too at the same time, so let's get the Melvins to play. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So we got the Melvins on the show, of course, and the Melvins were originally going to headline, and I think that, Buzz or Kurt or someone, they decided to change the order, have Nirvana headline. Now, the woman that I knew that booked shows here, she didn't know much about punk rock. She didn't know much about the bands at all. So it wasn't until the end of the show that I had to really deal with her. And it's a little bit of a bummer. I won't go into that yet. Anyway, so they hired like high school security kids to do the show, and literally the kids were trying to kick out anybody that did anything wrong. So you have Matt Lukens puking back there, and these high school kids are trying to kick him out. That's where you see on the tape, you see Kurt say, hey, that's my, that's our friend, don't kick him out. And then I come up on stage for a second, and I'm upset at the security, and I'm like, they're wrecking our equipment too, but I really should have said something a little bit more about what was going on, but I just got on stage real quick. So at that point, you can see me, I get on stage, I have long hair, and we got somebody pulling in here. So maybe he'll let me come in. I can tell him what's going on. So I might have to do a part 2 here. So back there was where the shows were. Now for each parking space they have a band that played. Paul Revere and the Raiders, Jan and Dean. And he might let me come in. We'll see. Accused, U-Men, the Kingsmen, Nirvana. All the parking spaces are named with bands. So I'm gonna see if this guy will let me come in. So I'll pause this